What is up YouTube, James Baek here, and welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. Today, we're still using the Manectric team with Manectric, Tapu Bulu, Incineroar, Gyarados, Latios, and Celesteela. Let's just continue on and try to find some battles. This team, I feel like I haven't really performed the best with this team, but I feel like this team overall just has some cool sets and some decent potential. I feel like, there were definitely mistakes in the previous battles where if I just made one different play that I could have just won the game. So yeah, we'll see how this team goes. It's definitely a hard team, I feel like, to do well with because there's a lot of momentum swinging and there's like a lot of weird like Pokemon. Well, not weird Pokemon, it's just Pokemon that give this team like it can put you into a weird position. Especially since this team kind of relies on board positioning. It's kind of strange where like, you might have like a combination that does well against one Pokemon, but maybe not against two. Like Mega Salamence, if anyone hasn't seen the last episode, I highly recommend go checking it out, by the way, if you haven't. But Mega Salamence is a Pokemon that gave me a lot of trouble. Like, and also the fact that since it was like a Dragon Dance Mega Salamence, since we finding the first opponent from Japan's 1729 rating, but even with Mega Salamence, it was like my opponent had Clefairy, so, oh, jeez. Not another Como. Oh boy, Como's a huge threat. Huge threat. Okay, I really should get rid of Draco Meteor on Latios. I just feel like I would never click it in general. Like I feel like I never click it in general. So what do I want to lead here? I think Latios plus Gyarados is actually really solid against my opponent overall. Manectric in the back, and I think Incineroar is my last Pokemon. But Bandit Tapu Bulu can put in some work. Like, I'm thinking Latios Gyarados because Psyshock looks like a great move to start, and I could maybe Dragon Dance up if my opponent doesn't lead Coco. And I also have Ice Beam to threaten the Landorus. I have Super Sonic Sky Strike for the Como, but I need to get one Dragon Dance before I outspeed, and Latios puts on the pressure right away. I definitely want Incineroar because Cresselia is definitely troublesome, and I think Manectric's just the best call because of the Coco. I'm gonna go with it. I also could play Mind Game with my opponent, like Mind Games with my opponent, just because, like, having that fear of Manectric in the back and switching into an Electric type move. I don't think this Coco would be one that carries Discharge, so I would assume like maybe my opponent's gonna hesitate on clicking the Thunderbolt button or Volt Switch. So if I can like get one Dragon Dance up, that could be really good for me. Charizard Landorus is gonna lead. I feel like this is deja vu, but we faced a team similar to this. Gyarados plus Latios will lead here. I could just Ice Beam the Landorus and Dragon Dance, I think, which is a very safe play. I actually really like that play, to be honest. I feel like we did play. Did I play a game similar to this on camera, or was it off camera? Because I played games off camera with this team. There was a Togedemaru in the back, but my opponent doesn't have a Togedemaru, so I don't really have to worry about that. I think Ice Beam is just a safe play. Maybe I did face this opponent, but I remember Togedemaru. I don't remember Snorlax for sure. I'm gonna Ice Beam Dragon Dance. I think it's safe. Like, no matter what, unless it's Cresselia coming in, it's not it. Like, no matter what, like, Ice Beam should be a 2 KO on most of my opponent's Pokemon. Like, the Tapu Koko, for instance, is Charizard Y is gonna Mega Ball, so it's definitely. I don't know if it protects here or attacks. I'm not sure. Imagine if I had Rain Dance on Latios. I'm hoping Latios can shine in this match. I feel really dumb about the last Como team we faced. As wow, my opponents just don't care about their Landers. I am gonna be able to knock out that Landers. Nice, and a Dragon Dance is gonna get up. Nice. Heat Wave just gonna come out. Okay, that shouldn't do too much to either one of my Pokemon. Yeah, because they're very specially defensive. And nice, no burn. So I do get a Dragon Dance up. This is a position I like. This is definitely a position I like. For sure. I don't even need my Latios around too much anymore. Let's see, Coco coming in? Yep. And I'm guessing it's going to be Gleam plus Heat Wave. I want a free switch into Manectric, so I'd rather try to get that free switch into Manectric. So, Ice Beam just to weaken the Coco. And protect my Gyarados, yes. For sure. I guess it could be a problem if it's Electrium Coco, but I don't know. I feel like it definitely is Z move Como, so Electrium's like less likely on the Coco, and also the fact that I have Manectric, so I'm not sure if he would go for it directly. As yeah, it's Gleam coming out. I'm pretty sure it's Gleam Heat Wave. Tailwind would be a smart play by my opponent, but we'll see here. Oh wow, Gleam actually just knocks out Latios. That might be Life Orb or Specs. Life Orb, okay. And Heat Wave, perfect. So I think I could just bring out Incineroar and click Dragon Dance. Like fake out Dragon Dance into Coco, so I outspeed the Coco. Yeah, because Heat Wave's not doing too much to Gyarados. Let me see, it did what? How much damage? 67. No, it didn't do 67. It did 57. Okay, so Heat Wave's not... It will take 3 more Heat Waves to knock me out, yeah. Fake out into Coco and Dragon Dance is just safe play. Unless my opponent goes for Tailwind. Then I just play mind games with my opponent. Coco's gonna protect. I wonder if Charizard protects here. I doubt it. I think you should go for like a Tailwind or a Heat Wave. Oh wow, my opponent actually does double protect. Okay. So this is great because I get Dragon Dance up, and this means I should outspeed the Coco, and then I can just go for a Waterfall into that Coco slot. So this works out beautifully for me. I'm pretty sure +2 Waterfall even in Sun knocks out Coco at that range. Especially since I'm adamant Gyarados. I could just protect Flare Blitz just to be safe though. Which actually does seem like the better play. I think being safe here is fine. And that means once I get rid of Coco... Yeah, once I get rid of Coco, my Manectric can do some work. So, protect here. I also get to stall out a turn of Sun. Dazzling Gleam is going to come out, which is fine. Looks like my opponent's really fearing Manectric. I wonder if Tailwind's going to be set up, though. Wish I had Snarl. No, it's just Heat Wave. That's perfect. Okay. So my opponent's just going to go for the Heat Wave, which is not going to do too much to Incineroar because of, like, the AV. Yeah, like, I love the spread. Shoutouts to Conan Wild once again for giving me his Incineroar spread. Flare Blitz is going to come out into Tapu Koko. Going to be able to pick up that knockout. And... Ooh, okay. I think I just Flare Blitz the Charizard and Z bounce the Como. Como's definitely coming out, right? Should be Como in the back, yep. Because even if Como protects, I do like probably over 50% to protect because I am +2 Z bounce into that slot. And that's probably going to put it in range of like Waterfall plus Volt Switch from my Gyarados and Manectric. So Como is going to protect here, which is smart. Looks like Charizard didn't protect, which is fine. How much does the Z bounce do? Also, Sun's wearing out too, which is really good because of the fact that Waterfall will be able to do more damage. Let's see. And also, even if my opponent gets to set up with Como, it's like it's not going to be too big. Shouldn't be too big. It's not Sky Strike. I'm hoping this does like 60 at least. I'm not sure. It's +2. Oh my. That did 85. Oh, that's a crit to protect. That's unfortunate actually for my opponent. Because now that's Waterfall range. And Incineroar dodges the Heat Wave. That's really unfortunate for my opponent. And no burn on Gyarados. The game's just actually moving slow by itself. It's not the actual recording lagging. Good. Flare Blitz in the Charizard. That's 50% to Charizard. Jeez. I actually... No, Heat Wave wouldn't knock down Incineroar. But like, it would have been hard to deal with the Z move on Como. But yeah, Sun wears out this turn. I honestly have no reason not to just go for a... I guess knockoff into Charizard and a Waterfall into Komos just very safely. Yeah, like that crit's really unfortunate for my opponent because now I'm just able to knock out with Waterfall. I was trying to put him in a range where maybe I can knock him out, but I think my opponent could have still had this game relatively easily. I think overall, I'm not sure. Should I have risked my opponent going for Clanger Soul Blaze? I'm not sure if I ever do. The reason I don't think I do is because then Como can actually have a chance to sweep me. I wonder if I did play my opponent before. I'm not sure, to be honest. But I am thinking maybe that switching to a Jolly Gyarados might be better because being able to outspeed Coco at +1 is like something really good. I wanted a bulky Gyarados for this team because I feel like it could, you know, abuse the double Intimidate better. But I'm not sure. Because you need to run Jolly in order to outspeed Pokemon like Tapu Koko. And I didn't think Tapu Koko would be so big of a problem, but it's still a problem even with Bulu combined with Assault Vest, Incineroar plus Manectric. So yeah, gonna be able to take that game one. It would have been interesting to see like what could have came out. Like I think two waterfalls still knock out Como. Like one waterfall into another waterfall. It just depended on how much like Clanger Soul Blaze did to my Gyarados plus a Heat Wave in this without Sun. I think that would still been able to knock out Gyarados. Sure. Oh man. I think maybe I also should try to switch HP Ice on Manectric because I've been playing this team a bit off camera on Showdown, and Mega Salamence has just been such a pain. Yeah, I do have Latios and Celesteela for that, but I'm not sure if they've been putting in the most work. My opponent's got a really cool team for the second game. Kangaskhan, Tapu Koko, Porygon 2, Marowak, Celesteela, and a Rockrunnid. Okay, so I feel like Bulu is actually a really solid lead here. I like Bulu a lot. The reason I like Bulu a lot is because my opponent leads like the Kangaskhan and Tapu Koko like every opponent has been doing against me. I feel like this is really good for me. I think Bulu for sure as a lead just because it can threaten a lot of damage to my opponent. Celesteela is alright here, but it doesn't beat P2. I think Bulu, Gyarados, Incineroar, Manectric is what I want to go. I think I want to have... I think Bulu plus Gyarados... No. Bulu plus Incineroar. I'm thinking about how much Fake Out plus Double... no matter what. It's like awkward lead-wise. I'm going to go Bulu, Gyarados, Incineroar, Manectric. I want to lead something with Intimidate, so because I know Kangaskhan's most likely going to lead. It's going to be troublesome for me to deal with. I'm going to try it. If my opponent let Kangaskhan Porygon 2, which is definitely a potential lead, maybe I should have just let Incineroar, because knockoff into the Porygon 2 would have been pretty great. Although maybe I can knock out Porygon 2 with a Banded, Superpower, Woodhammer combined with Supersonic Sky Shark, which I think it definitely does pick up the knockout. But pretty sure Fake Out would lead there. Yeah, it's Gyarados, Porygon 2, okay. Oh boy. So I do lead Intimidate off, which is not bad for me. Trickham's going to be really annoying to deal with later in the game. Also, I don't want to risk this Porygon 2 having Thunderbolt, because a lot of them do. Could be toxic, which also is problematic too. I'm not sure you Fake Out. I think you would Fake Out the Bulu to get Attack Rise, which is nice. Because even if you have Return, it shouldn't do too much. Okay. I want a Superpower, but Superpower puts me in a bad position against like Marowak and a Rockrunnid. I think Hornleech is always my play in a Kangaskhan. Just weaken it and go in Incineroar or Intimidate. I don't care if it's like Fake Out Thunderbolt. I don't care if it's Fake Out Trick Room. This should give me the best chances because even if Kangaskhan doesn't attack here with like a Fake Out and goes straight for a Double Edge, like Incineroar plus Bulu should be able to take it pretty well thanks to Intimidate. And Incineroar heals up with the Grassy Terrain. Tapu Bulu can heal up with the Hornleech, so I feel like this is the best play overall as a safe turn. I'm actually kind of glad I let Bulu Gyarados instead of Bulu Incineroar because Fake Out would have still done a lot for my opponent. I wonder who you're going to Fake Out. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Bulu. I don't think you target down Gyarados here. Especially if a Thunderbolt on the Porygon 2, which I think you do. Thunderbolt's pretty common on a Rockrunnid team, so... And my opponent doesn't have much for, like, opposing Celesteela. Well, yeah, Marowak and Koko, I guess. Fake Out. Yep, in a Bulu. Doesn't do too much, fortunately. And... Cover? Oh, my opponent wanted to burn the Z move. Okay. That's fine. I kind of want a Hornleech knock off the Kangaskhan slot. I could see Marowak switching in. I could also knock off the Porygon 2, which is very safe, but I don't want Marowak to get a free switch, so I'm going to knock off the Kangaskhan slot for sure. Hornleech plus knockoff should still do a good amount anyway, and if my opponent decides to set up Trick Room, Incineroar should be slower than Kangaskhan 100%, so I can just knock off that slot again. If my opponent switches out, I get really good damage, or possibly a knockout, depending on what Pokemon comes in. Yeah, Kangaskhan's going to withdraw. Is that Marowak? Yes, perfect. I felt like he would switch to Marowak there because it's unlikely I go for like a knockoff in that slot. Oh, we're going to see a double switch. Celesteela. Oh, wait. Not sure about that play because okay, the reason why I'm not sure about that play, I guess maybe my opponent was also worried about a double up into the Porygon 2 still, but these Pokemon don't threaten Incineroar unless you're really fast Marowak with like Boomerang. Knock off. Okay, get rid of Marowak. I guess my opponent just doesn't have a good answer to Incineroar. Maybe Toxic on the Porygon 2 now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know, like I have a really strong feeling it would be Thunderbolt, but Kangaskhan's gonna come back in. I just go out into Gyarados. And I think I just low kick. I don't really have to worry about Celesteela yet because I have Manectric plus Gyarados plus my Incineroar. And I don't want to take Flare Blitz recoil yet since Incineroar, if I can get a knockoff in the P2, that would be great. So I feel like the best play is just to knock low kick. Oh, what if your Tectonic Rage Celesteela? Well, I might live because of the Intimidate with Gyarados since it's not stab Tectonic Rage. But that is a potential possibility. I also get Stone Edge if I remember correctly. Oh boy, James, stop thinking about these. Low kick, okay. That shouldn't do too much. Yeah, that didn't do too much, fortunately. And I don't want to take a heavy slam just yet. Low kick into the Kangaskhan. Good damage. And Leech Seed into Incineroar. Okay. So my opponent, yeah. Basically, my opponent's saying to me, I don't have a good answer to Incineroar, which is great. Manectric seems to be the most expendable member. Even though I said it's really good against Celesteela, I'd rather switch in Manectric in case my opponent decides to low kick heavy slam the Incineroar slot. So Dragon Dance just seems to be a safe play since my opponent really can't stop it, and I'll go out into Manectric here. Kangaskhan might decide to switch out here or might just go for the low kick. I would assume those would be the two options. You could double edge the Gyarados, I guess, but if you're pouring onto his Thunderbolt, I'm pretty sure you don't go for it yet. Oh, it's yeah, you do go for double edge. Okay. Into the Incineroar slot. I like that. Doesn't knock out Manectric though. Oh, but if Celesteela gets the Beast Boost, that's annoying. Dragon Dance. I think my opponent's going for the Beast Boost. Okay. Oh, go for Leech Seed and the Gyarados. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, that works out. Because now I can Waterfall to Kangaskhan and just go for a... I think I hard switch Manectric because I don't want to take a Sucker Punch yet. Like, Manectric still has value in this game. I'm just going to Waterfall and switch hard Incineroar. Yeah, I like that. Because then I can fake out Supersonic Sky Strike to Porygon 2 afterward. Unless my opponent goes hard in a Porygon 2 right here. But, like, that's extra damage you're taking, so I'm not sure. You might sack your Kangaskhan here, or you're going to be taking damage onto Porygon 2. All are really good for me, no matter what. So, Incineroar. Yeah, you're going to switch out. That's fine. To Porygon 2. Okay. I feel like I double up the Porygon 2 slot. We'll see. Attack Rise. Waterfall into the Porygon 2. How much does it do? +1. That does a solid amount. I think Supersonic Sky Strike actually picks up the knockout. Flamethrower. Oh, he's going for the burn. Nice. He doesn't get it. I could also like fake out Dragon Dance. I could fake out Dragon Dance potentially. I think Supersonic Sky Strike does knock it out though. And I think I just Flare Blitz to Celesteela because even if my opponent, let's say, goes for Thunderbolt or Trick Room, like, doesn't really change much of the board. Porygon 2 would be super low. I get to go into Manectric, just Volt Switch and Flare Blitz next turn. So no matter what, my opponent really can't do much here because if you Trick Room, that's fine. Even if you survive the Supersonic Sky Strike first. Because you have a choice. You can try and knock out the Gyarados with Thunderbolt if you have it, but then I get free switch into Manectric. Or you could... The Celesteela's going to protect here. Supersonic Sky Strike. I just got to make sure that my... I just got to make sure I survive a turn with my Incineroar. I just got to make sure that my opponent doesn't get Incineroar because Incineroar is the one way to win this. If my opponent gets a Beast Boost though, that's problematic. There we go. Get the knockout. Yes. Okay, so I didn't have to do anything. I could have faked out Dragon Dance again, but I don't think that was a play when my opponent could have... Well, I don't think you would ever hard switch into Kangaskhan there, so maybe I could have just fake out Dragon Dance there. Because then I could Flare Blitz and Supersonic Sky Strike the following turn if my opponent's Celesteela protected, which is what my opponent did. Yet I still think I'm fine in terms of board positioning, because we'll see what this Gyarados can really do to me. So I'm just going to protect you, and I'm going to go out into Bulu. Because I don't care if Bulu goes down. Bulu's expendable. I just want grassy terrain for my Incineroar. Like, I think the only thing that might be affected is a Volt Switch calc if it's a bulky Kang. Shouldn't matter too much. So I'll go into Bulu here. Because I don't want to risk my Manectric since I don't have to yet. Let's see. Let's protect. Double Edge or Low Kick. Fake out into the Gyarados, okay. And Heavy Slam into the Gyarados as well, okay. So that's perfect for me because now I can go for a Waterfall and a Horn Leech. Yeah, this Gyarados is, I mean, this Celesteela's at what, -1? Yeah. So Waterfall and Horn Leech. If he gets a crit Sucker Punch, that's fine. If he protects, that's fine. Because if he decides to knock out Gyarados, I get a free switch into Incineroar. Yeah, because my opponent's gonna forfeit here. Because if that Kangaskhan didn't have protect, there's 100% no win condition for my opponent. And even then, I could still double up the Kangaskhan the following turn. There's no way you can knock out Bulu unless he crit there. I guess maybe my opponent could have went for maybe a Flamethrower burn, which I think would have been like my opponent's best option, but that's not very likely in the first place. And I still have like Incineroar at a really healthy stage. And Incineroar is probably just going to be able to knock out Celesteela, if not like a double up with one of my other Pokemon would. So nice, we're going to go at least positive in today's episode, which is guaranteed, which is really nice here. So let's try to find our last battle. I think overall, I think I liked Bulu against my opponent, even though my opponent didn't bring the Tapu Koko, which it would have been nice to experiment around with. Because I still don't know like how to play the Koko plus Kangaskhan lead, because I feel like it's really difficult. I don't feel like I've learned it. I don't feel like I've experienced enough with it. It also depends on like what kind of Koko set, I guess. It's because if they have Volt Switch, like Volt Switching around, which is something why Tapu Koko is so good, it can get a lot of damage off, and then switch out and then come back later and revenge KO you. So it's a really hard mon to deal with. But then again, you can't Volt Switch around with this team because I do have my Manectric, which is really solid. As we find our last opponent, United States, Georgia, 1626, with the team of, oh my god, this is hyper offense. This is a hyper offensive team, and there's a Manectric on it. I respect that. I respect that. Bravier is so scary to play against. Bravier is actually really scary to play against. I think my best lead is Latios. I think Latios can shine in this game. Latios and Incineroar looks really good to me because if my opponent leads Weavile, I have Fake Out. And who in the back? I think Gyarados plus Manectric. Bulu's really good in this game, but there are 3, potentially 4 Pokemon that can harm it. Well, everything probably has like a super effective move. If like Landis maybe has like Z-Fly. Celesteela does alright in the matchup. It actually can do really well in this matchup. I might not need Gyarados as a lead. Oh no, I think Gyarados is really solid here though. You know what? I'm going to go Gyarados Manectric. I think Celesteela was really solid here, but I just don't know. Weavile plus Bravier is probably the most threatening lead I think my opponent has here. Oh, that's going to be scary to deal with. That's going to be really scary to deal with. This is Tailwind offense, and it's going to be hard to maneuver around because of the Bravier. If my opponent didn't have Braviary, like, this matchup is a lot easier because Intimidate can slow down my opponent's team. But with Braviary, you get a attack boost if I ever Intimidate it. And yeah, my opponent leads me about Braviary. So this is going to be problematic. Turn 1. I think I hard switch Latios. I think you fake out Latios because you try to deny Tailwind if possible, and you Tailwind. I can't go into Gyarados because that's just too risky. I think I'm just going to go for a low kick into Weavile and switch out. I feel like it's a safe play overall. If you fake out Incineroar and Tailwind, it's not the worst case. I mean, it kind of annoys me because I could probably have just Thunderbolted. But I don't think Thunderbolt knocks out Braviary even. So Manectric here. Fake out. Yeah, into that slot. And Tailwind. Perfect. So that's like one turn I called correctly, but I still have to call multiple turns correctly. Because I get the low kick off into Weavile. And it does bring it to its Focus Sash. I can't Mega Evolve Manectric. It's too risky. I wonder who you double. I feel like you might double up, but I don't know who you would double. I wish Incineroar could carry Protect. Because you have Z-move most likely, and if you Z-move here, it's problematic. I feel like I can't protect my Manectric because I feel like I had to get rid of Weavile because Latios can potentially win this game. I think I just knock off plus Flamethrower that slot. As Weavile's actually going to switch out, so not going to take effect. Oh, my opponent expected a Electric type move. Okay. This works out. This works out. This works out beautifully. This actually works out beautifully. Because you take a bit of chip, which is going to put you closer into range of my Latios' attack. Let's see. Well, I should have Flare Blitz potentially, but I think Flamethrower plus Knockoff will still do a good amount. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Do I sack Incineroar here? Incineroar is good against whatever's in the back, right? Well, if it's like Lando, it's not that great. I think you Brave Bird and then you Flamethrower. You could double up my Manectric technically, I guess, too. I think I Flamethrower to Manectric and I Flare Blitz. Yeah, I need to start picking up KOs. I think picking up KOs is more important right now. Oh, but the Braviary is going to be so troublesome to deal with. It also depends on how fast the Braviary is. Intimidate's going to drop, which is fine. Flamethrower into Manectric's not going to KO. I say in normal form because I don't want to give Defiant once again. You have Rock Slide? Oh, I dodged. That's really good. And Incineroar survives. Flamethrower knocks out Manectric. Nice. And I get a Flare Blitz off, which is perfect. I actually didn't mind if I flinch because I could have sacked Incineroar there. Flare Blitz, that just knocks out Braviary. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. Now I can get my Gyarados in safely. I will go into Gyarados 100%. I just got super lucky that turn. Well, I guess since my opponent didn't knock out, like I would have still knocked out the Braviary, but I would have lost 2 Mons there. Pheromosa, okay. And Weavile. So I think it comes down to if you're special on either, if you're special Pheromosa or your physical Pheromosa. Because I go for double protect, stall out the last turn. If you, what if you, okay, there are 2 plays I think my opponent makes. Fake out the Gyarados and the attack with Pheromosa, or you feint the Manectric and try to go for a Beast Boost. Wait, doesn't Latios just win this game unless he gets a speed boost? Well, I'm gonna Mega Evolve. Protect. Protect. Even if you have sub on Pheromosa, that's fine. Pheromosa doesn't really get any set of, well, Quiver Dance, I guess. But I have Z Balance, and then Gyarados can pretty much wall this Pokemon, especially since Weavile's gonna be at -2. Oh, I was just trying to get in a position where I can knock out Braviary after protecting and force Weavile in on the turn of Tailwind so it can't fake out the following turn. That's what I was aiming for, but instead I got this, which is really good for me. Double protect. Fake out into Gyarados. And Z-move? That's Ice Beam, okay. So I just Supersonic Sky Strike and I Flamethrower the Weavile. Yeah. Unless my opponent flinches, I should be able to get a knockout, at least 1 knockout here. And then I can bring out my Latios and its Scarf. Yeah, and Pheromosa protects, that's 100% gain, because Supersonic Sky Strike Chaos should protect. And Flamethrower, because Mega Manectric outspeeds Weavile, so Flamethrower and then Supersonic Sky Strike. So, Latios, I feel I could have wrapped up this game, but instead, oh man. I got 1 wish list with this team, which is an undefeated episode. I don't feel like I'm proud of the first and this game, because I feel like I could have played better around. Well, I got lucky this one. I don't feel like I played wrong. I feel like it's more like I got a bit lucky. And my opponent was definitely making some really good calls. Rocks like Braviary though. Wow. Did not expect that. I expected Fly Raybird, Tailwind, Protect, and then like I don't know what else. I guess normal type move maybe. I don't know. Like the reason I didn't expect a normal type move actually because like usually I feel like if you had a normal type move you would have went for Manectric in the first place. So yeah, not exactly too sure. I didn't expect Rock Slide for sure, but luckily it didn't KO my Incineroar. I honestly thought it was just gonna be Raper to be honest, but we are able to take 3 wins in today's episode. It feels like forever, but I feel like yes, we finally did. So another Christmas wish list down with this team, and now the last one is to get a game where Latios can basically just sweep. Like I felt like it had potential in this game, but unfortunately just never came down to it. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. All I want to say. Thank you all for tuning in to today's episode of VGC 2018 Back Battles. Hope everyone did enjoy and had a great holidays in general. Just had a great holiday weekend. Feel free to hit that like button if you did enjoy this video, as well as you can check out my other stuff down below, my social medias, my Twitch channel where I do stream. You can check out the previous episodes of VGC 2018 Back Battles in the playlist down below. You can check out my side tiers, including the one that's currently going on, Johto X Alola, which was a doubles tournament held on the Pokemon Global link, so you could definitely go check that out as well. And of course, if you want to try out the team, all the EVs, IVs, movesets are in the description down below, so the paste bin is down below, so go try out the team if you are interested. But otherwise, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and I will catch you around in another video.